Hello and welcome everyone, this is Jamie X66 here to talk about Concrete Genie, the latest game from developer Pixel Opus, which only came out about a week ago, but I absolutely love this game, so I wanted to showcase maybe the first 10 minutes, avoid spoilers completely, and really just tackle why I believe you need to play this game. So let me just clarify a few things off the start of the video. I've had a few people ask me, can I still play this? I don't have a PlayStation VR. Is it playable? It definitely is. Now, there is a VR mode which we will tackle near the end of the video, which is an additional mode. It's in the game for PlayStation VR owners. If you don't own one, you can still enjoy the main game and have a fantastic time. The VR mode only goes for about 30 minutes or so, so you're not missing out on too much, but it is there, and if you do have a PSVR, it's a nice additional bonus. Now, Concrete Genie is a great game. I absolutely loved it. And it follows the character on screen right now, Ash. Now, he's a young kid. He's got a fascination and skill for painting. And essentially, the whole story takes place in this town called Denska. Essentially, that's where he's gone and visited. It's an abandoned town. Now, what happened to this town, which you will get sort of more information in newspaper clippings that you find throughout the world. But essentially, there was an oil spill just off the coast of this town. And once that happened, businesses started leaving. The economy in this town had a complete recession, and a lot of people ended up not being able to, buy food and everything like that because all the businesses had left. So all these people moved on as well. So the town's completely abandoned, and it's also coated in this sort of darkness, which you probably saw just at the start as it panned over to Ash. It all occurred after this all happened. So as you're seeing on screen, this is sort of the flashback animation styles. This was before everything happened. As you can see, a bustling town. Everyone was happy. It was this sort of picturesque sort of place. As you'll see, there was also wildlife and everything in just a second. But what's a shame is that town is no more. It's completely abandoned and essentially just full of delinquents. Now, these bullies are essentially your antagonists of the game. They will try and stop you during segments of the game. They will stuff you into bins and everything like that. And essentially, that's the main story of Concrete Genie. It tackles bullying in a very mature mindset. And it's what I love so much about it. I said in my review, which you can find in the description below, that this is a game that you could showcase to children in classroom and go, look, play this game, go home and play it, and then come back and understand the repercussions, the reactions, and what can happen from bullying. It tackles it in a really powerful and impactful way, but it also does it in a way where you feel compassion for Ash. He stands up to the bullies, he doesn't sink to their level, and he stays true to himself. But then, Concrete Genie tackles what the bullies have gone through and sort of shows you why they are like they are. And it really does that sort of polar opposite, or the other side of the coin, going, now, maybe they might seem good and bad, but there's some moral gray ground in the center where these people have gone through some stuff and, they've taken it in different ways that other people haven't. And it's a very well done story, and it kept me going throughout the entire adventure. Ash himself, the voice actor there, don't know the name off the top of my head, but he does an incredible job. He really sort of emphasizes his childlike qualities, and he's extremely likable. He makes the character very relatable. And the whole crux of this is Ash gets handed a magic paintbrush from the creature that he's actually painting right now, Luna. Essentially, that happens within the first 10 minutes of the game. You'll see Luna just near the end of this video, this introduction here, and that starts everything off. It starts him on this adventure to paint the city back to life, really, with color, and remove the darkness and sort of bring people back to the town of Denska. So it has that sort of storyline behind everything that's happening with these kids here as well. And as you can see, these are the bullies that sort of appear throughout the game. As I said, they will stop you if you're found, and they will sort of take your brush off you, put it in a high place, so you have to go and get it, and that sort of thing. But the main thing you're going to be doing in terms of gameplay is exploring the city of Denska and painting. Now, painting can be done one of two ways. Now, you can do it with motion controls or you can do it with analog sticks. It works fine with analog sticks, but I do actually emphasize the motion control, which is surprising because I'm not really a fan of the whole motion control gimmick, but this works really well. It connects you with the painting you're doing on screen. Now, it's not sort of free-form painting. You can just do every sort of brushstroke and everything like that. You have certain sort of pieces of scenery that you can put onto places. So almost every surface can be painted on within Denska, and you can put trees, grass, some snow, birds, butterflies to create these landscapes all over the town and really bring the city back to life, because the city is desolate, it's abandoned, it's ugly. It's full of greys, browns, dark greens. It looks like a shooter in the PlayStation 3 era, unfortunately. And that's your goal. You go out of your way and paint this city back to life with color. And what's unique with that is every single painting you do is going to be different than someone else's. Your Denska is going to look different than, say, your friends or someone else's on the internet. It's going to look different, and that sort of gives you an attachment to the world, that this is the world you've created. You've been able to build this city back up and bring it back to life, checking out everything you've done and revisiting the city streets after the game. You sort of get that whole, almost like a photo album. You see the walls and everything, you go, oh, I remember when I painted that. And it gives you that attachment to the city, which I can't remember having in a game anytime recently. Now, the vibrancy of the colors is fantastic. The painting's well done. As you saw in these sort of cutscenes, it has a very stop-motion-esque visual style, almost like Coraline, the animated movie, and it's something I haven't seen a video game do in anything I can remember, and it looks fantastic because of it. And it really is unique because of that, which is what I love. As you can see, even in this scene, the lighting is also incredibly well done. Now, in terms of attachment to the world of Concrete Genie, the aforementioned genies, you actually find those throughout the world. There's sort of old sort of drawings that Ash, did throughout the city when he was a young kid. You can bring those to life, and you get to sort of create the genies. You get to sort of customize, their looks, their size, their ears, tail, all this sort of thing. And like I said, when you're calling upon these genies to come and help you throughout the game, you have this attachment to them because you were part of their construction. Like, it's this great attachment where the whole game comes together to be one whole form, complementing one another, and it's just fantastic in that regard. And that's one of the reasons why I just completely love it. I think it does the storyline incredibly well, great gameplay, and the visuals and that sort of connection to the world, to the painting, is just well done. Now, in terms of the VR mode, let's quickly touch upon that. Like I said, it's a 30-minute mode. You can replay it a couple of times if you want. There's a free painting mode as well that's also in the main game. We can just sort of go and, at your heart's content, just paint away. It's a lot of fun. It feels like you're sort of Harry Potter in a way. You're like summoning butterflies, birds, and everything just in the sky. And it's a lot of fun. It's addictive. I showed my missus it last night and she had a blast playing through the VR. So if you do have it, definitely check it out. It's not like a tacked on mode. It's short, but definitely sweet. So overall, Concrete Genie is well worth playing. It's creative, it's memorable, it's worth it. Definitely go and check this game out if you can. Now, as I said, this is only the introduction, and hopefully what I've said has been able to sell you on this game. Otherwise, you can always go down in the description and check out my written review, which is available, and it goes a lot more in-depth in all these things. So, thank you very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed Concrete Genie or whatever else you're playing, and hopefully I get to see you in the next video review. But until then, make sure you keep on gaming.
Ah!